Visualization, the Track of Life, Part 2. This is the second part of the visualization for the Track of Life. To make proper sense, you will have already experienced Part 1 and given some thought to your possible goals for the way forward along your personal path on the Track of Life. You're seated comfortably and focusing on your breathing. In, out, in, out. Relax. You are at peace. Remind yourself about the long, straight track you were visualizing, with the hedges, fences and walls on either side. Remember the possibilities of pushing through and over these restrictions to review some of your own future goals more widely. Picture more clearly some of the options and priorities which you established for yourself. Perhaps you made some notes of these, following on from the first part of the visualization. Remember the threat of those stinging nettles and how you could look out for them. Visualize once more the long straight track with some signs of the milestones stretching ahead. Focus. Really picture that track as you meditate. Now, imagine for a moment that you can fly. It's easy really if you try. Rising, rising. Visualize that you're flying above the track, as high as a skylark. Imagine yourself hovering, looking down on the track, stretching both ahead and into the past. Remember that you are a spark of energy, that every one of us is a glowing ball of light. Look down and around. Do you see a myriad of these twinkling balls of energy down there on the path below? And can you also see the individual trails of light, showing us the personal paths of all these sparks of energy? You may be able to see your own personal trail and gold path, brighter because of your personal connection with it. See how far you have already progressed, sometimes in straight lines, at other times looping around others like illuminated spaghetti. See where your path has been crossed by the paths of others. See where there are lots of lights converging on one or other of the milestones, waiting for availability of input or resources. These are the blockages we thought about earlier. However, never fear. These lights will ultimately move forward. Looking at your own track, you may see where the line had to double back on itself occasionally, either to complete an earlier goal, or perhaps even to make a change of strategy or personal objective. Life is a fluid experience. Flow with it. Relax. Enjoy. And always remember that each of these glimmers of light energy is an individual. Some may be known to you, others merely companions on the track of life, moving onwards with self-development and enlightenment, just as you are. Look to the left and right of the track, on the outer sides of the dividing barriers. You'll see that some individual balls of light have taken the initiative and crossed over or through the barriers. Look at their paths. Many have been successful, progressing in straight lines in the outer reaches, creating their own new goals or milestones. Others are wavering, trying hard to progress, while some of the light tracks have returned to the long straight track once more, either moving once more along more conventional paths or rationalizing to gain some more knowledge and experience, before perhaps setting off in exploration once more in the future. Fly even higher and look down once more on this bigger picture. Look in greater detail at the progress of all those individuals. Look specifically at your own ball of energy light. Look at your own path along the track of life. Think in the now, but be conscious of your past experiences and the possibilities and adventures stretching away ahead of you. Your future progress will be a sequence of now moments. Consider each goal. Consider each step along the way of achieving that goal. Consider how your path can progress, and consider the various options open to you. Which options are really important to you? Which are the options you would really like to happen? Think about that for a moment. How do you plan to achieve your key options? What goals would you need to have to achieve them? What input and assistance would you need to help you along the way? What are your plans and priorities? Think these through for a moment or two. You're now standing once more on the track of life. But now you're a lot further down the track. You have already been successful in so many different ways. You are now clearer in your mind about your own personal way forward. You can visualize some of your future key goals to help you progress even further. You are aware that future progress is a living, changing experience, sometimes flowing freely, sometimes meeting constraints along the way, but always moving forward. You can do it. It will happen. So, with your future plans in mind, what are the one or two key goals which you'll be focusing your mind on immediately. These are the ones that will help you move forward immediately. Don't restrict your thinking. The ideas are there. Let them flow. These are your immediate goals. Spend these closing minutes of meditation really thinking about your way forward, thinking about your own personal path along the track of life. Now we've reached the end of the visualization. Focus once more on your breathing, inhaling and exhaling more deeply, getting yourself back into your space in the room. When you're ready, open your eyes and stretch. I hope you have some clearer ideas about your way forward. It would be a good idea to note down some of your immediate thoughts about your future path or plan while things are fresh in your mind. Thank you. This visualization and the background thinking behind it and emanating from it is included in my book on personal and spiritual growth entitled Now We're Coping: Holistic Strategies for Difficult Times by Chris Sangster, published in 2013 by Paul Ayer.